Hey guys, this is Zach from Wildwood Surf. You guys have read the channel description. This is going to be posting a video this summer for a story that I had to write for literacy class. So I give you an overview of the story and read the story to you. Alright, I made a cover for it. On the cover it says, "The story of a bodyboarder and his brother and friends just wanted to have a fun day at the beach before they saw some stands, lots of people, do not cross tape, and no swimming flags." Basically what it is Zach and Cody, which are me and Cody, walk down to the beach and they see a stand for an ESA, and Zach signs up and does the contest, and he meets his friend Peter and his friend Stephanie during the contest. Alright, I'm going to read you guys the story. Alright, it's called The Crowd Goes Wild. By me! There were 15 seconds left of the Wildwood Crest part of the USA bodyboard division contest, and I needed a 9.7 or greater to win. There were no waves on the horizon. But then, there was an enormous wave coming that I needed to catch to win the contest. Paddle, 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 I said to myself as I thought about how I got into this in the first place. On Monday, August 8, 2011, I was walking down to the beach at Atlanta Avenue, Wildwood Crest, New Jersey, with my brother Cody to go bodyboarding. I looked at the surface view and said it was 4 to 6 foot clean, Cody said. I guess it was right, I said as I peered over the dunes. They were perfect, 5 foot plus waves, touching on the sandbar and peeling forever, then rolling through the gully, and then once again pounding on the shore. I walked down the ramp, and I noticed a small stand with a desert tan canopy over it. The men inside were wearing white polo shirts with ESA embroidered in black thread, khaki cargo shorts, sunglasses, and tan caps. I saw no swimming flags and do not cross tape from Inland Avenue to Louisville Avenue, a 3-block length. Instantly, my brother and I knew exactly what was going on. An ESA contest at Wildwood Crest for the first time, and at our street. This was like a dream come true, and I knew I had to be part of this historic event. I walked over the stand, signed registration papers, and they told me that the contest was starting in a little more than 3 hours. I raced down to the water's edge, slipped on my Churchill Slasher fins, strapped on my design leash, and started kicking. I kicked across the gully and made it to the sandbar out past the breakers.
You don't have to use a hairdryer or the ice maker wave. It's not comfortable.
The waves were truly perfect. 5 to 6 foot, occasionally 7 to 8 foot. Laid off your winds made for very hollow barrels. The waves seemed to feel forever, and when they rolled across the gully, they were still 3 to 4 foot and very thick and pounding. I was having trouble catching the big waves because I'd catch a small one, and the next one would be big, and I'd miss it. After 3 hours of near perfect waves, it was almost time for the contest. I said to myself, "Don't catch a bunch of junk. Wait for a good one." I went back to the beach down to have my lunch and get some water to keep me hydrated. I grabbed my blue 42-inch Mori Mach 9 TR and went to the starting line. The air horn blew. I paddled out with 11 other competitors in round 1 of Heat 1. We had 20 minutes to catch 10 waves, and our best 2 waves would count for the final score. I saw about a 6-footer coming, so I paddled out to catch it. I paddled and caught it and realized that I made a bad judgment. The wave was going to close out on me. The wave broke on me, sending me down underwater and tossing me around like a rag doll. There was no score. I paddled out and sat on my board to wait for a wave. I saw another wave coming, a good one. I raced to catch it. I caught it, dropped in, and turned left. Instantly, I was deep in the barrel. 1, 2, 3. I counted in my head as I dragged my hand along the face of the wave. Whoosh! I shot out of the barrel and heard the crowd erupt in cheers. I had 7 other less exciting rides, mostly short in their barrels. When the scores came in, I was in 5th place with a 7.2, and I advanced by 0.6 of a point. I went back up to the beach to watch Heats 2 and 3. When I was watching the 3rd heat, I saw my good friend Peter Conlon get in a nice battle and get swallowed. Then it was time to go back to the contest. I paddled out past the breakers to wait for some waves. I caught 3 pretty boring waves, one of which I did a nice 360 off the lip. Overall, it wasn't a great heat. When the final scores came in, I was in 3rd, had 6.8, and advanced by 1/10 of a point. I went back to the beach for the other heat. I saw Peter get deep in the barrel, come out, do a floater over a small section, and do an air 360 off the wave. He scored a 9.3 on that wave. He finished the heat in first place. Now it was time for the semifinals. I had another bad heat. I only caught 4 waves and one sort of good one. I advanced to the finals by 7/500ths of a point. Peter didn't have a great one either. He just barely did it as well. The wind changed to west-southwest, and the tide got lower, which made for semi-choppy conditions. Waves were also getting smaller. Most were less than 4 feet. When it came to the finals in my heat, I caught a freakishly huge clean wave that was barreled for 3 or 4 seconds. I scored a 9.4 in that wave and beat my opponent by 5.3 points because he caught a bunch of junk. I watched heats 2 and 3. To my surprise, Peter made it into the next round with me. For the first time in the contest, we were able to compete together. The 3 of us hit the water. I had no knowledge of this until I said it into the speaker, but my friend Stephanie was also in the contest and made it this far. Peter caught the first wave and did an ARS when he came out of the barrel and scored an 8.7. At the end of the heat, Stephanie was eliminated, and Peter and I were going to battle it out in the finals. With conditions getting slightly better, it was going to be epic. The finals were 10 minutes long, and we could catch any amount of waves, and our best wave would count for the final score. Peter and I wished each other luck and hit the water at the sound of the horn. We paddled out past the breakers to wait for the waves. I caught the first wave, a 7-foot clean monster with an extremely hollow barrel, which I dropped right into for 2 seconds. I shot out of the barrel and did a barrel roll. I landed the trick and did a near perfect off the lip when the wave closed out. The judges gave my wave a 7.2. When I was paddling back down, I saw Peter catch the wave of his life. It was a 10-foot monster. He dropped right into a full stand-up barrel. It seemed like he was in there for minutes. He shot out of the barrel at the speed of Troy, did a backside 720, and was back in the barrel again. This time when he came out, he did a backflip. When his minute-long ride ended, the judges gave him a 9.6. There were 15 seconds left in the finals of the Wildwood Crest ESA contest, and I needed a 9.7 or greater to win, and there were no waves on the horizon. But then, there's a huge wave coming one sandbar out that was going to break perfectly, and I needed to win the contest. Paddle, 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 I said to myself. I made it just in time. I spun around, dropped into the 12-footer, and rolled the whole outer sandbar in a huge hollow barrel. When I stopped braking on the far sandbar, I ripped through the gully onto the next sandbar. When I got to the sandbar, I was instantly barreled. I was in it for 10 seconds. When I shot out of the barrel, I did an ARS and had the crowd erupt into cheers and yells. Once I made it to the shore break, I saw that the wave was going to close out, so I had no other choice but to air out the wave. The next thing I knew, I was lying on the beach with everyone asking me if I was okay. Zach, you beat me. You got a perfect 10, Peter exclaimed. Zach Miller has won with a score of a perfect 10, the official announced. After that contest, everything went good for me. So far, I've won 7 Pipe Masters championships. I give lessons and advice to beginners. As far as Cody was a 3-time champion. Peter went on to win many more ESA contests and moved on to the World Tour and was able to pull off 5 championships. We all still compete and are very competitive when we're against each other. When we're not competing, we just like to enjoy a nice day at the beach in our hometown of Wildwood, Crest, New Jersey. Author's note. Although the events described in the story are fictional, all of the main characters are real. Me, my brother Cody, Peter, and Stephanie. We all are advanced bodyboarders and go at every chance we have from April to November. Neither of us compete in contests and just do it for the fun. We all also surf whenever we have a chance. The Eastern Surfing Association, ESA, is real and does have contests, which include shortboard, longboard, SUP, and bodyboarding. Although there's no contest at Glen Avenue, Wildwood Crest, there is one at 12th Street in North Wildwood, normally held in June and August. In South Jersey Division, there are contests in Cape May, North Wildwood, Stone Harbor, Sea Isle, Ocean City, Atlantic City, and Brigantine. Atlantic Avenue is where my grandparents live, and I go to the beach and bodyboard there. I'd like to dedicate the story to the ESA, More MBZ bodyboards, also local motion bodyboards. my grandparents, my brother Cody, Peter, and Stephanie. I'm very grateful to live near the beach and be able to bodyboard 4 to 5 days a week, from spring to fall, and from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. I will always appreciate the beach, ocean, everything that lives in it, and of course the waves. My lifelong dream is to be a world-class bodyboarder and to have Peter, Cody, and Stephanie there with me. And I have included real-life pictures of August 8th, 2011, and I'm going to make a photo story video and put it on YouTube sometime later. For now, goodbye. I hope you liked my story.